Saturday Night Live rips into Meghan and Harry as Meghan continues to exploit her kids and go to Beyonce concerts.
They begged for privacy, then engineered their own viral moments. The couple who fled from cameras now pose perfectly beneath them. What happened to Meghan and Harry wasn't just irony, it was inevitable. You deserve to know what really happened.
Let's go to the joke. I want to start the joke. Here was Saturday Night Live, Colin Jost on Weekend Update, couldn't resist, talking about Trump's new trade
President
deals.
Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK that
I got to start and stop because they get litigious. Here it
will
comes.
reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! No! I refuse! I'm sick of it! No, I don't want them. No, I don't want them. It's just, they are so ridiculed all over the place.
I'm working hard to build this channel, and I'd truly love your help. Why not hit subscribe and be part of this journey? In a single segment, Saturday Night Live did what millions were already thinking.
Here she is at Beyonce's LA concert. Oh my gosh, look at all these photos about last night. ... Thank you, Beyonce and team, for an amazing concert and a very fun date night.
They called out Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, not with malice, but with a smirk. It wasn't just comedy, it was a cultural clapback. Because when a royal couple transforms into a public spectacle, late-night shows don't ignore it. They roast it. Colin Jost couldn't resist. President Trump announced a new trade deal with the UK.
Because we have Prince Harry and Meghan Markle looking rather smashed at a Beyonce concert. And these are not pictures other people have posted. Meghan has posted this herself.
That reopens British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two. The camera cut to Meghan and Harry's photo as Jost exclaimed, "No! I refuse! I'm sick of it!" The joke landed because it touched a nerve that's been raw for years. We've watched the couple who demanded sanctuary from publicity continue to seek it out at every turn.
You're clearly there with your friends, Brian Robbins and his wife, who they bring you all these items. You guys are clearly their plus ones in their whatever box this was.
The contradiction has become so glaring that even mainstream television couldn't ignore it anymore. It feels surreal now. The couple who said they needed space from royal life because of media intrusion has released books, Netflix specials, Instagram moments, and podcast appearances documenting their private journey. The distance between what they say and what they do grows wider with each carefully photographed appearance.
And then this, it's like you get the ick. What the heck? Like, she's not even that into it. It just looks so tacked on.
But that SNL joke, it wasn't the story. It was just the match that lit the fuse. What exploded next revealed everything about how a royal escape plan became a celebrity redemption tour, one that's starting to backfire.
Fans can see the Duchess dancing to Beyonce's song Summer Renaissance, followed by a sweet video of Harry planting a kiss on Meghan's cheek.
The Beyonce concert staged authenticity? The timing couldn't have been worse. Just days after the SNL roast, Meghan Markle appeared smiling at Beyonce's sold-out LA concert, and the internet wasn't having it. Photos surfaced of Meghan beaming under arena lights, captioned with sugary thanks to Beyonce for an amazing concert and a very fun date night.
But you're like, I gotta get some photos for my Instagram. Can you take some more? Okay, all right, Carrie, you kiss me as I pull away. Go for it. Did you get it? Did you get it? Dude, let's try it again. Oh, it's so great. Did you get it? Let me see. No, I'm gonna do it again. That's literally what the real behind the scenes of this photo. I would bet a lot of money that that's actually what's happening here. But no, they're so loved up. Oh, what a fun date night.
On the surface, just a celebrity enjoying a concert. But beneath it, viewers saw something much louder. A carefully timed move in the middle of a growing PR storm. According to insiders, this wasn't even a personal invitation. Meghan and Harry were allegedly plus ones of Paramount executive Brian Robbins and his wife. who reportedly arranged the luxury box seats. So while Meghan's caption oozed gratitude and glamour, behind the scenes, it started to feel more like a setup. The concert wasn't just a night out, it was a moment, a chance to shift public focus, soften the SNL blow, and reframe the narrative. But for many viewers, it did the opposite. It came off as forced, convenient, too polished. And once people started zooming in, things only got worse.
Oh, the secret hidden meaning, the hidden symbol in her Instagram post. Can you guys figure out what the hidden meaning is? Oh, how wonderful.
The concert photos were supposed to capture a sweet moment. Meghan smiling, Harry looking relaxed, a power couple casually in love, soaking in the music. But when people looked closer, really looked, the vibe changed. The images felt too perfect, too posed, and soon speculation exploded. One moment that stood out, a video clip showing Meghan leaning in for a kiss while someone just happened to be filming.
Oh, the two palm trees that signify mama and dada. Oh, how lovely. No, it's not lovely. It's really gross. Stop putting your kids on social media if you're worried about your privacy and safety, etc., etc.
Perfectly placed, just in time, at just the right angle. A kiss that didn't look spontaneous, but rather like it had been rehearsed. Critics imagined her whispering between takes, "Did you get it?" Let's try again.
You look lovely.
Thank you, so do you.
Before we get into it,
But the backlash wasn't just about one awkward kiss at a concert. It was about what happened next, and how it exposed a pattern that's been hiding in plain sight. The Instagram strategy, curated vulnerability. It's the contradiction that just won't die. We want privacy, they repeat, yet Meghan and Harry remain more visible than ever.
It's going to be lies. That's not true. Watch. Because they're scared of you. It is coming.
And for critics, their Beyoncé concert appearance wasn't a slip-up. It was part of a long pattern, one where public gestures, symbolic posts, and curated moments clash loudly with their calls to be left alone. Take the now infamous palm tree Instagram post. Two trees side by side, supposedly representing Mama and Dada. Harmless, maybe, but when you're under a microscope, nothing is seen as innocent. Followers quickly called it out for what they believed it was.
They want it both ways. These people were so mean to us and poor us, and we don't want all this attention. And then let me write a book about how much we don't want attention.
Another overly poetic, intentionally deep message designed to stoke curiosity. And it didn't stop there. Soon after, Meghan posted about a hummingbird that flew into their home following the Queen's funeral. She described it as a visitor, hinting at a spiritual connection to the late monarch. Sounds sentimental, until you realize this was delivered through a branded lifestyle platform with carefully worded captions and subtle jabs woven in. Critics weren't buying it. They called it performative grief, opportunistic storytelling. That's the problem. It's not the post, it's the pattern. A constant push and pull between claiming emotional vulnerability and controlling the narrative down to the filter and font.
They kind of f***ed up their whole thing, went way too hard on we're victims, and they assessed the mood of their generation and America correctly in that we are lovers of victimhood.
Yeah.
But America did finally find a way to say, you know what, we love victims, but you two, we've just had a little too much of it.
The public sees every moment as double-edged, heartfelt on the surface, strategic underneath. It's Meghan and Harry, the brand, not Meghan and Harry, the people. But things really took a turn when Meghan posted her own Mother's Day tribute to herself. And that sent the internet into full meltdown. The abandoned causes. Where did the charity go? When Meghan and Harry left the UK, they didn't just walk away from titles and tabloids. They walked away from causes, partnerships, promises.
If Meghan and Harry can quit their family, you can too.
No. I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
And now, years later, critics are asking a tough question. What happened to all those noble intentions? One of the most glaring examples, Africa. Early in their post-royal rebrand, Meghan and Harry spoke passionately about humanitarian work across the continent. Meghan, in particular, spotlighted organizations tied to women's empowerment and wildlife preservation.
Here it comes.
Reopen British markets for American companies. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No!
There were documentaries, interviews, even visits that felt like the beginning of something lasting. But fast forward to today, and the silence is deafening. No follow-ups, no visible projects, no continued presence. Even more awkward, the quiet exit from their patronage with SABL, a charity they had once embraced and then seemingly dropped after internal drama. Did you know that according to former royal staff, the couple had planned a long-term charitable foundation focused on sustainable tourism in underserved African communities? The initiative was announced with fanfare, then quietly abandoned when they left royal duties. Rumors swirled that Meghan had demanded an apology from charity staff over a private dispute. When it didn't come, they vanished. No official statement, just a quiet disengagement from a cause they'd once used to signal their moral compass. To supporters, this pattern looks like selective advocacy. Causes are embraced when convenient, promoted during PR-heavy periods, and quietly left behind when they stop serving the brand. It's not just Africa. It's women's shelters, mental health initiatives. Even their own Archwell Foundation has been criticized for more talk than impact. That contrast between the glossy public persona and the ghosted commitments cuts deep because, at their peak, Meghan and Harry weren't just celebrities. They were positioning themselves as changemakers, humanitarians, a new kind of royal. But now they're showing up at concerts and luxury events while their once passionate pledges gather dust. And that might be why the mockery has begun in places they never expected. The cultural turning point, from sympathy to satire. There was a time when Meghan and Harry were untouchable. Victims turned icons, rebels of the royal machine. But somewhere between the Oprah interview and the endless PR appearances, something shifted. Now, even the comedians are piling on, and nobody's rushing to defend them. Saturday Night Live captured it perfectly. A fake news update featuring a ruthless joke. The UK would only agree to a new trade deal with the US if America kept Meghan and Harry. The punchline delivered with deadpan disgust. No, I don't want them. It wasn't just a laugh, it was a cultural moment. A sign that the public isn't just tired of the couple. They're over it. Late-night shows, podcasts, and even former supporters have joined the mockery. Meghan's every move is dissected, Harry's fashion choices ridiculed, and their declarations of privacy are now punchlines. They've become caricatures of themselves, stuck in a cycle of saying one thing and doing another. The rusty smell of public opinion turning sour has become unmistakable. What once sparked sympathy now triggers eye rolls. Even genuine moments are questioned because the packaging has become so predictable. Emotional revelation, carefully framed vulnerability, polished presentation, repeat. And audiences can smell the contradiction from miles away. It's not just about hypocrisy, it's about overexposure. The world has watched their Netflix specials, heard their podcast pitches, seen their curated photos, and read their never-ending memoirs. There's nothing left to discover just more of the same repackaged and re-released. And when a story starts looping, people lose interest fast.
There's no way President Trump would accept that deal. He's called Meghan Markle nasty and says he feels sorry for Prince Harry because his wife is a lot to deal with.
For Meghan and Harry, mockery is a one-way street. Once you're a punchline, it's hard to earn back sincerity. The public that once tuned in with sympathy is now scrolling past with eye rolls. Every exclusive reveal feels less like a moment and more like a rerun. But how did this happen to a couple that had genuine grievances and seemingly noble intentions? The answer may lie in who's actually watching. The divided audience, loyalists versus critics. As the dust settles from the SNL roast, the Beyoncé backlash, and the endless Instagram symbolism, one thing has become clear. Public opinion is fractured. Meghan and Harry now exist in a polarizing space where every move either wins undying loyalty or triggers instant contempt. On one side, you've got the loyalists, fans who see every post, every appearance as a bold stand against an unfair system. They believe Meghan is misunderstood, unfairly targeted, and navigating an impossible spotlight. For them, criticism is just further proof of how deeply the world still fears a woman who speaks her mind.
Now, the Sussexes have copped it from comedian Colin Jost on Saturday Night Live. He's joked that one of the conditions of Trump's new trade deal with the UK is that Harry and Meghan have to go back.
But on the other side, the critics are louder than ever and far less patient. They see the couple as master manipulators of the spotlight, saying one thing while doing another. They don't hate Meghan for being visible. They're just tired of being told she doesn't want to be, while her PR machine turns out polished moments like clockwork. The sharpest criticism comes from those who initially supported their royal exit. The whispered question at dinner parties and in comment sections: if they truly wanted privacy, wouldn't they just be private? After all, other celebrities manage to exist without perpetual documentaries about how much they hate attention. That divide has only grown wider in recent years, as Meghan and Harry seem to oscillate between authenticity and performance, vulnerability and branding. And the media, once hesitant to criticize, has dropped the gloves. When Saturday Night Live turns your public image into satire, it's not just a skit, it's a signal. The honeymoon with the public is officially over. Did you know a recent YouGov poll found that Meghan and Harry's popularity has dropped by nearly 30 percentage points since their royal exit? Even more telling, they're now less popular in America than they are in Britain. What's left now is uncertainty. Will Meghan double down on this media persona, leaning further into celebrity culture? Or will there be a course correction, a shift toward true privacy, substance, and rebuilding public trust? Because at this point, the spotlight isn't just on her because she's famous. It's on her because people can't decide if they're watching a real story or just a really good act. So what started as a comedy sketch has spiraled into a full-blown reality check. Not just for Meghan and Harry, but for everyone watching. Public trust isn't easy to earn, and once it slips, a photo op won't fix it. The world's no longer asking if Meghan's misunderstood. They're asking if she ever really stopped performing. Those aren't just harsh words from critics. They're the whispers of a public growing increasingly cynical about celebrities who claim victimhood while building their brand on it. The paradox has become the story. A couple fleeing the spotlight while installing better lighting. What happens next will determine whether Meghan and Harry can recalibrate their public image, or if they'll continue down a path of diminishing returns, where each revelation feels less revelatory than the last. Because at some point, even the most dedicated audience stops believing the person who keeps shouting, "Leave me alone," into a microphone they installed themselves.